All right, welcome to Football Focus Weekly, sponsored by Victory Chevrolet. For $19 down, delivers any vehicle in stock. Make sure you check them out at victorychevycharlotte.com. I apologize for the delay. I was kind of messing around. Coach Tatum wears a hat. Now I was thinking about wearing a hat, but I ain't broke the hat in yet. It ain't look right. But anyway, on the show tonight, we've got a lot of exciting things. Before we get into our format, we're going to talk with a very talented running back from North Lincoln High School, Shannon Wingate Jr. We're going to run the intro. We'll be right back, and we'll get that interview going. So stick around for about a minute and 10 seconds. We'll be right back.
Y'all ready to work?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Let's wake up now. It's time. It's time.
Your stepping down kind of caught them by surprise. So, can you kind of tell us what went into your decision to step away from coaching right now?
Many of these early offers are what they call contingency offers, meaning the offer is contingent on certain things happening down the road, like a corner growing 1.5 inches.
Let's not undersell this thing. A lot of coaches use this as a recruitment tool. I've lost several players because of 707. And that's fine. You know, kids choose where they want to go, but at the same time, that wasn't the intent of doing 707.
All right, I put the hat on anyway. Welcome back to Football Focus Weekly. Once again, I'm the pet man, Matt Morrow. You see what we got on the lineup tonight. We got the Dirty Dozen CMS Best to Last rankings. We got an or factor fiction discussion to have on a couple of explosive topics, so stick around for that. Then we got our game previews, game predictions, and of course, the world famous slime time. But right now, I'm going to bring on a very talented young man. He is the running back at North Lincoln High School, who is off to an undefeated start on the season. He is putting up incredible numbers running the football. He is Shannon Wingate Jr. I'm glad to bring him on the show right now.
What's up?
How you doing, young man?
Good, you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Appreciate you coming on here with us and talking with us for a few minutes here.
Yes, sir.
All right, so to start this off, first of all, I know you wanted to kind of shout out what your offensive line's been doing for you.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Like, it's really impressive what they do because not many people think they're going to be as good as they are because they're so small. But our starting center went down, and his backup stepped up. He's doing his thing, and it's everybody. We got the whole line back from last year instead of one dude. They're all looking good. They're blocking well, obviously, because they're producing stats for me, so I really love them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking with those numbers that these are some big guys, but you said they're small.
Yeah, I don't think we had a single kid over 6 foot on our line.
Oh wow!
They all weigh like the most weight on my whole line is probably 220.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Wow, that is amazing.
They got heart though.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, let's talk about you, man. You know, they're obviously making some holes for you, and you're off to a great start of the season, man. Running for almost 800 yards in only 5 games, man. How are you able to, have this incredible level of production already?
I'm just really good at like seeing vision. Like like I said, the O line makes holes. I see it, and then I'm just going from there. I got really good burst and agility, and people really can't wrap me up. People try to arm tackle me, and I just don't work pretty fast. Get to it.
I absolutely agree, and I've written about you a couple times on Prep Red Zone North Carolina. You're a bigger back for those that don't know you, but you have the ability to run away from people and then run through people, which is I love seeing that. What kind of training have you done to put yourself in that position to be such a well-rounded back?
Well, in the off season, I went to Tremaine Stevens and this Coach Blake up in Mooresville, and Tremaine's up in Gastonia, and they really helped me a lot this off season. I feel like it made me a better running back, and things like that. Like I wasn't doing the things I'm doing this year or last year around this time, but they helped me a lot to get better.
Absolutely, man. I know those guys. Those are some good trainers,
Yes, sir.
for sure, man. Playing at North Lincoln, I know it's a special experience. We were talking before, the show about, the light show that goes on in the fourth quarter that, is incredible and, all that. What is it like to play at North Lincoln High School?
It's just a good atmosphere because like we're a newer school, so not many people know us for football, obviously. But I feel like with Coach Bowser coming along a couple years ago, they bring a good atmosphere around, and the lights. It's like unbelievable. Like the crowd gets into it. It's like some songs that goes with the lights. It's really nice, for sure.
Absolutely, man. You guys have been off to an undefeated start this season. What's been the key for you guys to been playing so well so far?
Honestly, it's coaching. Our coaches put us in the best position to win. They just rely on us to do what they coach us to do, and I feel like we've been really producing what they had us do at practice and in the weight room, film room, anywhere like that. We're just really getting to it.
Absolutely, man. Well said. That being said, you guys have a big test coming up on Monday against Hickory,
Yes, sir.
defending state champions. They're also undefeated, and it's a conference game on top of that.
Right.
What are your thoughts on facing those guys?
It's just like any other game, really. It's like one of our biggest games, but the pressure's not on us, it's on them. So our coaches are putting us in the best position to win. So we just got to go out there and execute for real.
Yeah, and that's a Monday night game, and that game is at Hickory, right?
Right, at 7 p.m.
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge one, man. It's a Monday night football. Good stuff, man. Now let's talk about you a little bit off the field, man. What do you like off the field? Do you have hobbies? You into video games, other sports? What's Shannon Wingate Jr. like?
I run track. But usually when I'm at home, I'm either playing my video game or doing some homework or something like that. I cook sometimes with my mom, but not really often. That's pretty much all I do.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Probably some eggs and a bologna and probably some bologna. Make me a bologna and egg sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
There
probably
you
my
go.
favorite dish.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
So,
All right. Well, I know there's a lot of people, watching. There's a lot of people that were excited to see you on here and, let the world get to know you a little bit, man. Is there anyone you want to thank for all the success you've had so far in your career?
yeah, first off, I want to thank God, but I got my parents, obviously, my brothers and sisters. Well, my brothers and sister, my coaches for sure, all the way up from Pee Wee. My aunts, uncles, cousins, my godmom for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much all.
Awesome, man. Well, it takes a village to be successful,
Yeah.
and you're off to a real successful season. My last question for you, man. Have you thought about, college football? You want to play in college? What are your aspirations there?
Yeah, I love to play in college. I go to I talk to college coaches a lot. I go to visits and stuff like that. No, obviously don't have any offers right now, but yeah, I want to go to college to play football.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna get all the attention you want, man.
Thank you.
Shannon Wingate Jr., congratulations on a great start to the season, and best of luck on Monday against Hickory.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate the time.
You're welcome.
All right, that's Shannon Wingate Jr., very talented young man, running back at North Lincoln High School, doing some big things on the football field for sure. All right, so let's get to the show and let's see who's here. We got a couple guys here. First of all, I'm channeling my inner coach Ian Tatum tonight by pulling out this fresh new Harding Rams hat. I gotta match him.
There you go. Hey man, I've always been a hat guy. I working at the school, I can't wear one, but as soon as that bell rings and I go to car rental line, I put it on. So always been a big hat guy, but Pat, I'm doing good. finally, we're off the bye week, so we play actually on Saturday. We play High Point Andrews, and they share Simeon Stadium with High Point Central. So Central's at home on. I think they might have moved it to Thursday, but anyway, they're at home, and then so we had to play on Saturday. So getting ready for that, and looking forward to getting back out there with the kids, man.
All right, awesome stuff, man. All right, Adam Big Eye Shelby Weber is here.
What's going on, Pat? What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Can't call it, man. Same thing like Coach Tatum, man. Hey, man, we back off the bye week with a big conference game against Charlotte Catholic coming up, and we still playing Friday as of right now, so we're looking forward to get out there with the guys.
Yeah, that's you guys' first home game, right?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. First home game is week 5.
Yeah, that is crazy. God, no.
Yeah.
All right, and then Coach Dub, Robert Washington, head coach Mountain Island.
Back.
What's going
Welcome
on, fellas? Man, chilling. Look, hey, we our game just got moved to Thursday, so we actually play tomorrow, man. Down 13 guys, 8 starters, 6 two-way starters. So I'm actually proud of the way my kids been fighting, man. Like we started like several 9th graders, and man, those kids are responding, playing in tough, close games. But we pretty much rolling out a portion of our JV team, and they're responding. So I think that's going to bode well for our future.
All right, man. And Coach Dub got the hat on too. There you go.
Yeah, fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, Big Eye, where's your hat, man?
It's in the bedroom if I need to go get it.
Yeah, go get it, man.
Pull it out.
It's a hat show.
I don't have my Independence hat in the car.
Oh, well, all right. What, you got an Eagles hat in there?
Nah, no Eagles hat. Carolina. Oh, I do got an Independence hat. 1 second.
So while Big Eye goes get his hat, we got 2 comments in the bucket. Armani Bird with an early keep pounding for those Carolina Panthers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And then
I don't want to get kicked off the show, so I'm gonna be nice.
Why are you laughing, Billups? Why are you laughing, man? We ain't even said nothing funny yet. All right, anyways. You're still laughing at me. Let's get the show started. We're gonna go to what we got here. So first of all, the Dirty Dozen, which is sponsored by the Queen City Senior Bowl. Make sure if you are a senior in the eligible area, you sign up to be considered for the Queen City Senior Bowl. We had a lot of kids sign up today. Appreciate all of you that have signed up. We got a couple more weeks to go before registration gets cut off, and then we get ready to select the team. We're starting to have a couple meetings about the game, so stay tuned. There'll be some information that rolls out pretty soon. That being said, if you want to sign up, make sure you go to queencityseniorbowl.com and click player registration, and it takes less than a minute. Players can do it, coaches can do it. As long as you have the information, you'll be good to go. All right, so not a lot of changes in the dozen this week. Only real change is West Charlotte drops a little bit, and really, that's just because Monroe and Jam Robinson are playing so well. They only lost by 1 to Mallard Creek in the game that we all know what happened, and we'll get into that a little later. But other than that, Charlotte Catholic joins the dozen. Ashbrook drops out. We were at that game last week with Crest. And then knocking on the door, we got South Point, Olympic, Porter Ridge, and Lake Norman. So thoughts on the dozen this week?
It's your list, man.
Hey, Pep, it look good, man. A+.
Oh, that's rare.
No, but so Pep, in your defense, and I'm actually defending you against yourself. The thing is, once the season started getting crunk up, because everything else was just hypothetical and kind of about last season. But I think the pitchers started to play. So I think this is the best list out there.
Oh, appreciate that. All right. Joe Hughes weighing in says Chris is at South Point next Friday. So
that'd be a good game.
Yeah, that will be a good one. Let's see if Gaston County can get on the board against Cleveland County. Big Eye, there were some messages given to us.
Oh yeah, I want to go on the record of saying I apologize to the Crest High School faithful. I will never pick against you guys again. I apologize. They confronted me Friday night. It's all love with those guys, man. Omar Porter, Marquette Pettis, Skip Young, Marquette's son Lyric, and Pluto Surratt. All love with those guys, man. And I'm happy that I can provide, not that you guys need it, but another way to give y'all some motivation. Yeah, man, they came out to create a job, and Chris, I apologize for going against you guys. And I guess what they say on Facebook is we're Chargers, we're better, and it was better on Friday night.
I was concerned, man. I saw you on the sideline.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, Pep, I'm a Chevy, man. I'm not never worried about that,
man. No, that's not. I want to go talk about Chris. So you told us about the food truck. That was
and I got some. Shout out to First Class Catering.
Mm-hmm.
Hezekiah Johnson. He actually is a Crest grad. Amazing food, man. Amazing food. Did you get some?
Well, no, I didn't. But the funny thing is, you told us about the food truck, disappeared. We ain't seen the rest of the game. So were you just out there eating from the food truck?
Yeah, I went. So I was on the Crest side, went to Ashburn side, had time, went up, got me a plate of chicken wings and fries, and then I found my way in the stands, man. Hey, man, I'm sorry, man. Hey, man.
Joe was there. He told us the same thing.
Bust. I'll tell you. Ooh-wee.
Oh, man. Well, it was fun. That was our first time going to Crest. Me and producers' first time going to Crest. And they were the nicest people. And, it was really, really cool. It was really cool. All right. Now for the CMS Best of Last, the Week 6 update. Not too many changes here. Olympic moves up with their win over South Meck. But for every small changes, Chambers moves up with the win over West Meck. But other than that, it pretty much stays the same, to be honest with you. As you were saying, Coach Dub, now things are kind of getting settled and people are, pretty much, locked into where they are as far as, being a top 5 team or so forth and so on. So we still got some big games coming down the line. I think in the SOMEC, it's going to be really interesting to see, how Myers Park reacts to, injuries that they've suffered in their program. And then I think with Olympic and RGKL and Palisades, I got them all right there together. Palisades is in a big game with Myers Park. They're playing tomorrow. So that's going to, go a long way into figuring out how that SOMEC's going to go. But thoughts on the Best of Last this week?
It's your list. It's fluid.
You guys are being too nice to me. This man will not be nice to me. Welcome, producer.
Welcome. Glad to be here. Glad to be here. Let's see. Let me inspect here. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Producer need a hat. Keep the reflection off the screen.
You know what?
Everyone's wearing a hat tonight. It's a hat night. If you're watching the show, put your hat on with us.
We'll know if you didn't. We'll know if you didn't put it on.
Everybody
all right.
got a hat.
There we go. Hat night. Let's see.
It's his list, man. That's why I say it's fluid, man.
I don't think see anything that drastically needs to change.
I wouldn't put Hopewell over Chambers, maybe, or Providence.
Well, we are probably going to see Hopewell Friday. I put a poll out on Twitter to see where the fans want us to go. But right now, we're going to Hopewell and Mallard Creek because I want to see Hopewell.
I said this.
What's Hopewell's record right now?
They're 3-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, playing some good ball.
Yeah, they are playing well. They are playing well.
When we saw Chambers at Hickory Ridge, I said to myself, man, I didn't say this on the show, but I thought it like they won't be on that right side long. I said that to myself.
Well, they're playing Huff this week, so they got a chance.
Yeah.
They got a chance to, I mean, if you can go out there and, prove yourself against Huff, you definitely going to be on the left side.
So do they have to just prove themselves or do they got to win the game?
Well, for me, and this is just me talking, if they prove themselves against Huff, they'll move to the left side. That's for sure. Well, that's how I feel anyway.
Winning with
I can't speak for nobody else.
Man, that's always a tough game, Huff and Chambers, man, just because of the backstories and kids being familiar with each other. But also, is that the game that we got put on the video for last year?
You talking about Friday night? No, Friday nights, that was Chambers and West Charlotte.
And cuz we're a team. We're a team.
Oh, we're a team. They only show pep love.
One band, one sound.
Yeah, one band, one sound, baby.
We ain't been in many videos this year. We've been doing well. We've been able to avoid that for now.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
I know it's coming. I know it is. Mr. Porter says Christian at Raven Gap on Friday. Man, is that game gonna be played?
5-hour trip for a conference game.
But I mean, the hurricane is like going right through there.
Yeah, ain't no telling. Raven Gap probably got an indoor facility.
They probably do.
Raven don't care. They're gonna run the ball anyway.
Well, be careful traveling down there. Good gracious! Wow, man.
Hey, Pep, it's a little off topic, but talking about Friday night, I went to because we were on bye. We went to West Forsyth and Mount Tabor, and I saw Friday Night Fowler game.
Did you?
I did. Didn't speak to him. He was so crowded out there. I didn't speak to him, but I saw him. And I ain't lying. He's bigger than you think.
Hey, I told. Hey, everybody says that when you meet him, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
You know what, man? I just thought about something about getting put on video. Maybe the way to avoid getting put on video is to have the show just be audio, to where people just listen and there's no video. You can't really get put on video if the show is just audio, right?
Yeah, they'll use your audio over the video.
It's not as effective though,
No, the audio, so they gonna know who it is. Well, they won't know who it is.
Just have some B-roll playing and just like Pep's voice.
Hey, just a random thought. Not that came out of nowhere. Just a random thought.
Yeah, I know it's random. Yeah.
or we could do a Twitter or X, one of those space things, right?
Like Twitter Spaces or somewhere. It's just audio, right?
I've seen those.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is a random idea, man. As the producer, I have to come up with innovative ideas.
Producer, our ratings and our views might go down if we go to.
That's true, man. But with the audio thing, I feel like we could channel like our 1950s.
They won't know who you are.
What if we pre-recorded the audio?
We could do that. Then you can kind of edit and chop it up. Yeah. Just curious. Next slide.
Jody says, said the trip to Raven Gap is hell. Oh gosh.
It sounds like it. It's called Raven Gap. It sounds like a rough terrain, man.
Oh man, wow. Okay, I've never been there. Have y'all ever been there?
Nope. Maybe see if I need to go down there.
And
we won't cover that game.
Look, no disrespect. Raven Gap got to come to me.
Well, you see them if they're playing at Christian or PD, right?
Marcus Bell says, "Who is Ballantyne Ridge?" That's a new school. They're a new school down near the Ballantyne area of Charlotte. So
I'm sure he would have never guessed that.
yeah, they don't have any seniors this year, so they're young and they're building. They got some good guys on the staff down there. So,
but you know what? I was going to say this. We have seen throughout history, schools can get competitive really fast. So don't count them out. For the next few years, we've seen it over the years. Butler, Chambers back when they were Vance. Schools get competitive. Look, Mallard Creek, Huff, they didn't take them long to get competitive at all. So don't write them off.
Absolutely, man. Eric Weber, we're going to talk about West Side and Weddington in a little bit. But I don't agree with that.
Hey, man, you shouldn't put poor grammar on the screen, Pep. It's bad for ratings.
Oh, man. 10-4. 10-4. All right. Fact or fiction time. We'll talk about these two together. We had the issues once again last week when Mallard Creek and West Charlotte played, where there was a big melee and the stands were cleared and the game was finished with no fans. Coach Tatum, did you tell me there was another issue somewhere?
Yeah. So at the Mount Tabor West Forsyth game I was at, there was probably about 3 or 4 fights, and one seemed to have gotten pepper sprayed to stop it. And then I think the last 2, I feel like it was probably just more words said, and kids, you know how kids are. Like once one thing happens and they want to do it over and over and over again because it's fun. So running away was fun and brought attention to them. So then where there's a lot of times where kids were just running away in groups, right, scattering. So they didn't stop the game. So nothing happened to stop the game. They're still playing on the field. It's just people were running around on the outskirts of the fences and stuff. So talked to several of the officers who were SROs that I've known, and they were just like, honestly, it was just kids from other schools and from the schools that were there that were just nothing to do, right? And so they were just, crap talking and takes to people saying stuff is slick and nobody thinks they're gonna back it up, and then things pop off. So yeah, it's getting out of hand a little bit.
Yeah, so I totally agree. We seem to continue to have this issue, year in and year out. Guys, we played and we had the issues, when we played back in the day too. But what do we do to fix this continued issue? You guys have some thoughts on this?
There's only, to me, just off the top of my head, there's only really one true solution, and that comes with an added cost. It's just more security, greater police presence, because unfortunately for some kids and some people, that's the only thing that'll just slow them down. That thought of being, locked up or arrested is the only thing that really works. And even that doesn't stop everything, but it would curb someone. But obviously, when budgets are sometimes running thin, that's an extra cost to do that.
Let me put up Coach Simmons from Palisades comment here. So he says students must show their student ID for entry. If they don't have the ID, they can't get in. Pre-sale tickets to the student body, 1 ticket per student, and that prevents students from other schools coming to games and being disruptive. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, what Coach Simmons said. And I think the biggest thing about it too was that, let's be honest. The same fights are happening at certain games when the same teams play each other. Why not? How many times does it have to happen when certain teams meet up before you say, let's get more security, right? I think that when you have 2 teams, that's a kind of a rivalry, same conference, is something that's bound to happen every year. So why not already have for this game, like Coach say, only physical tickets sold to the students, no ID, no entry. Like, you could prevent things when a big game's coming. Everybody prepares a certain way with security, with staff. More staff working, more security. We may say students can't come in without a parent. All type of things that you can do prior to the game happening, right? I think when it happens, these schools are dropping the ball because how many times that it has to happen before you say, oh, okay, we're going to stop it. And it's not only that, it's the fights. Every time they fight, it leads to a shooting. Like, every time. So how many times do we got to go to a game and see if it happens? Like, we had already said, we told our kids, don't go to that game because we know something's going to happen because it happens every year. Pretty much every year something happens. And it's kind of like puts it in it. And I don't think I dislike about it is that it puts a bad light for outside looking in. It puts a bad light or image on Charlotte football because when one thing happens, they try to associate it with everybody in Charlotte. And it's not the case at a lot of these schools.
Right.
So I think you have to understand the magnitude of a game. You have to do – think about it. We're not talking about doing this every week. Maybe 2-3 weeks at the season is certain games where you know it's a heated rivalry and stuff like that. And I don't understand, right? Take for instance, now I don't know, I haven't been to one of the basketball games yet, but whenever like Chambers and North Met playing basketball, every game is super packed. And you don't really hear about people fighting at the basketball game, which you would think that it'd be more prone to happen because everybody's on top of each other. At a basketball game. At a football game, it's still a lot more people, but also we're spread it out. So it keeps happening at these football games, and you got to do a better job of security. Hire more security. I will pay the cost of hiring more security versus saying if somebody gets shot because they brought a gun inside the stadium, which means they got through the metal detectors or somebody snuck something in somehow. Now you're looking at bigger costs or bigger issues because it shouldn't be a gun inside of the stadium.
You know, I'm going to be – go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
No, I want to elaborate on that, but I want to go a little deeper. I think it's a problem with the educational system, period. There's no accountability now, and it starts inside the school building. Kids are doing more with less consequences now. I remember when we was coming up, you get in trouble, you get in a fight. We had a no contact policy where if you touch someone, you was going to management school. I don't know if they still got what are they, redirect schools or management schools and stuff like that. But it's no accountability because now in school systems, parents run the school and the kids run the parents. So the ones that's in authority roles, they're more likely to entertain stuff because they don't really have any power, right? Because if you punish a kid severely by kicking them out of school, those parents are going to go to the school board, which most of the school boards are ran by the parents. So it's just a revolving door. I would say it's not just an athletic thing. Again, it's a school system thing. But I think if it was more harsher punishments, like when kids do fight at these schools, kick them out the school, arrest them, lock them up. You just like you walk through these doors, you get in a fight. It's no longer just a school issue. It's a juvenile or court issue. And I guarantee those people stop fighting because they know what games to go to act up. Like Adam said, it's at certain games. So they know the games to go to show their tail. Chances are it's certain schools they're not going to show their tail. I can give you an example for Gaston County. You're not going to South Point to show your tail. Go to South Point game and do that. Those Belmont police, they'll take care of it for you. So
go
ahead.
Yeah, to that point, that is exactly what I was gonna say. For my full-time job, I work in security operations. So every security official is not the same. I can tell you for a fact that there are a lot of games that we go to, and I'll turn around and look at the crowd, and a lot of the time you got the security people just standing around talking to each other. They're all, kind of ganged up together. There's no clear plan or there's no clear kind of dissemination on where the officers are. There's too many, and this is a bit of a second level rant, but there's too many, easy money jobs for security people out here where they are there for a reason and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And I think some of that, comes from not having a clear direction from administration, who's over handling, what those guys are there to do. You're giving them a general direction of, okay, I need you to be a presence, but what do you do if something happens? There needs to be a clear plan put together and a strategic outline of where your officers are and then what they do in specific situations. I think too many times, people see police or they see security and they say, well, why aren't you doing the job? Well, if there's no direction given to those guys to do something when something happens, then they're not going to be effective and they're not going to work together because these guys are just coming all together at this venue. There's no consistent, relationship. There's no pregame meeting. There's none of that. There's no cohesion. I think that's the biggest issue. Now, I know with the West Charlotte situation, they actually had a barrier up, between the two sides where the Malley Creek side and the West Charlotte side could not come together and intermingle. But to everybody's point, a lot of these kids were coming to this game from other schools, and it's a social event. So, it's hard to discourage, kids from coming to, a place where they want to come and have a good time. But like you said, Big Eye, if it's a big time rival game with past issues, that kind of goes into the point of what I'm saying. There needs to be a clear and cohesive plan to try and mitigate these issues before they happen. We're being too reactive in these things.
Let's take it to the student.
And Pep, let me say this. Also, the police, these kids don't care about police presence anymore. You can have 1 million cops out there, but
That's
if
true.
the cops can't take action, because guess what happened? One of those kids get tackled by police. It's all over social media or whatever the case may be. It's just what it is. So if those kids start getting locked up, the conversation would be, if I go to this game, you better act right because we're going to end up in jail versus, oh, we got away with that. You see what we did? Then it becomes a big snowball effect because they go on social media and they start bragging and boasting. And it just becomes this thing to do. Like, hey, when I go to that game, I'm going to show out. So start locking people up, man. Like I said, they'll start acting right.
Well, Pep, one thing, like you said about a plan, and you can see what is emphasized. Well, right now, what's being emphasized is metal detectors, wands, clear bags, those things. I think they're doing a great job with keeping any type of weapons or anything like outside coming inside, and that stuff's working. But they had a plan and they emphasized that. So now we got to come up, like you said, some type of a new plan to keep this and figure out how to keep all these things from happening. I think a big thing is, and I know I don't want to take away from like the history of going to football games. I know people stand on the fence, people standing around talking. It's been around in high school football or anywhere in football for years. But people standing around, not watching the game, which I understand it's a social event. People not in the stands, it's more likely that things happen, right? Somebody bumps into somebody had beef from back in the day or earlier in the school day or anything like that. Now we out here and it's dark now, especially now it's dark out here. We outside. All my folks out here, like all my buddies and all they girls are out here watching. Now let's do something. So it's just there's more space to do it because we all out here standing around and that's what happens. But it happens, but not a lot of fights where things happen. It's sitting in the stands. It happens out and around. So,
hey, I just thought about something funny. Rob was like, put it on the parents, stuff like that. Some of the parents probably used to fight too, because it's been going on forever. This is not a new problem. This has been going on since our day and before.
Well, and parents with their kids ain't gonna help because the parents get there and they're like, "I go," and then parents go sit down, so it ain't gonna really help all that much.
But even when we fought back in the day, we end up in juvenile.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking that have like a rule: you fight on Friday, you're in the holding cell on Monday.
Yep, they'll stop.
The biggest thing I think the biggest thing with it too is it sucks, but you have to figure out what you value more, the money or the safety. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Because these games, I'm saying, like, because like I'm not gonna lie, like these rivalry games in Charlotte, these gates, you making a pretty penny.
Because that's why you don't want to ask that question. You don't want you.
I know, but I'm saying nobody's gonna ask it. Nobody's really gonna answer it. But the real question for somebody outside looking in would be money or safety. Because if you're making money, that means you letting more people in, which means the safety rate. I mean, the danger rate is going up. Because I would say stop selling so many tickets to kids, because that's the ones who fighting. Is the kids.
Yeah. I mean, and we've seen it before. You know, we've seen it with some big basketball games where they just cap it. You know, they cap, you know, how many people are going to come in there. I think there definitely has to be a zero tolerance policy, you know, and it's one thing to have a zero tolerance policy, but then that thing has to be enforced, like you guys are saying. It's having a policy with no teeth. You don't have a policy. Yeah, and I think the enforcement is the problem. But there's a lot of great comments that I want to get.
I feel like they'll enforce it with parents. They ain't gonna enforce it on kids as much.
No,
well, let me tell you something too. And these kids can't fight. Let's be honest. Ain't no more one-hitter quitters.
Hey, and I think that's the sad part about you ain't even preventing the fight. You're trying to prevent them to start. These kids now, they shooting. Hey,
can't fight.
Yeah, now they don't do too much fighting. They may throw a punch or two, but as soon as somebody get hit the wrong way, it's time to clear the area.
Because they're gonna do about 15 minutes of talking.
They started fighting, and then did it lead to a shooting? Maybe, I don't know. I know it was a fight at the game, right?
So Karen Belk says Sam Griner said their fight started between two girls. They started running, and a lot of other kids started running.
Hey, and I will say that's the difference now. A lot, you have more girls fighting these days.
Yes,
like in school, most fights happening when I was in school or before. You had a lot of guy fights. Guys fight all the time. You have your occasional girls that probably kind of hung with those guys who fought. Now, man, these girls fighting. It's sad, man, when you want to let kids go to a game and like you fear for their safety even more these days. Like it's sad.
Well, we had a lot of our guys there at the game with us. Like we didn't take it, but they were there, and like we almost were like stay inside because, like I said, metal detectors and all that stuff. You go out in the parking lot, ain't no metal detectors out in the parking lot. So
where the ROTC at?
You got to be more safe out in the parking lot, getting out of the place.
Yeah, we need to bring back boxing. We need to bring back PAL. You know, there ain't no more boxing club because some kids might want to express themselves by fighting.
Hey, but I'm telling you, it ain't that because Rob, I'm telling you, in Charlotte, man, I'm telling you, these kids, man, it's a different mindset. That boxing only gonna last so long. I'm telling you, these kids, what's the problem is now, the accessibility to guns now is insane. And I'm just gonna tell you, a lot of these kids, when they're 110 pounds, 115 pounds, 140 pounds, they're not fighting. You want to swing on them, and you better not miss.
That's why you got to get them with the one-hitter quitter.
Yeah, I'm just saying, these kids rolling deep to these games. They're not going 2-3 people. They 10, 15 kids deep in a group, planned on coming to the game and stuff like that.
So we're talking about security. So Coach Trotter definitely has, a good background on this. There's a lot more places to get away from security at football game. We're talking about basketball.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Coach Trotter, for sure. I agree with that. And it's like with football, I think you just need more security, period, man. Like, I mean, let's call a spade. Every Friday night game is not necessarily you need some security there, a lot of it. But when certain teams play each other, hey, let's increase the security a little bit.
Well, that goes back to what we were saying about having a plan. I mean, and
you got to have more than one interest at these big games. You can't let anybody interest through one side, then walk to the other side.
Well, in this case of West Charlotte, there was a lot of security there, and they did block off where you couldn't walk between the two different teams. So they did have some elements, but the point of it is it's got to be zero tolerance. If you see something acting up, if you're an officer there, you're gonna tell them, hey, you got to stop or you're gonna go. And they do it again. Hey, you got to kick them out.
I just find it funny.
That's it.
I find it funny sometimes when, as soon as you see like a political party come to a city or somebody of high stature come to a city, you see a ton of police cars, but you can't get them to come to a game on a Friday night sometimes. Like,
you gotta pay. You gotta pay for that.
I think a good plan would be this. If you're from the school, you have to show your ID, and you can do a sign-in sheet or whatever. If you're not from that school, you need to be escorted by a parent, an adult.
That probably will work.
Yeah, all I know is we don't have that problem at Independence. I love where I'm at.
All right, so Harry Lackey says there's an issue that starts at home. They don't have any home training, like we were saying. They don't know how to act at school or out in public.
But I would say though, I don't always want to put it on. I mean, I do know stuff start at home too, but kids, you can discipline your kids all you want to at home. 9 times out of 10, when that kid go to school around their friends, they're gonna act different. They're gonna act tough.
Nah, that's influence, yeah.
Because
listen. I'll be honest. I was raised by both parents. Had all my grandparents. My dad a preacher. Sometimes in certain environments, I used to feel like I was a little tougher than what I was. That don't mean everybody had the opportunity to put their hands on me. What's happening now? These kids are talking more, and you do all this talking on social media. It ain't about home training, because sometimes kids just defending themselves because of how much talking they done prior to the game. Like, I can talk to one of those Tatum players that ain't playing, and when that player finally see me, oh, what's all that junk you've been talking on Instagram the last 3-4 weeks? Now we here. We can talk about 2 stand-up kids, but kids just don't go for disrespect no more from anybody.
That's true.
Because listen, it's about the accountability on the parent side, because I guarantee this stuff does not happen. Just
you know what I'm saying? I think we underestimated though. It's not always at school. It's the parent. I'm saying social aspects. Your kids act differently with their friends. That's everybody's kid. If you leave your kid alone with their friends in the room and put a listening device in that room, you'll say, "Oh my God, I didn't know my baby talked like that."
No, because that's what I'm telling you. They're not even doing that anymore. They're cussing around the parents.
I know, but I'm saying I think every parent try to use it starts at home. Yes, it does start at home, but I will also tell you, when your kid is away from home and with their friends, they act like something you ain't seen. Just because they don't get caught or get in trouble, don't mean they're not doing it. I can tell you a lot of kids, great families, great parents, honor roll students. You put them in a room without them parents and say speak freely, you'll be like, oh my God, this kid's mouth is crazy how he talks.
Because I agree with you. That's 95 or 99% of the kids out here. All of them do it. What I'm saying is, when you catch your child doing it, you have to correct it. Because remember, as they grow up, most of these kids was growing up, oh, that's cute. They doing little stuff. They're not correcting it. It's corrected in the house. It's corrected in the house.
And also what I'm saying is, you can correct a kid's behavior at home. He get in trouble, I come home, get a whooping. The one time I go somewhere where I can act the way and not get in trouble, they're going to do it. So, I mean, you can whoop them all you want to, and discipline all you want to, they're going to do it around their friends.
That's cool.
Right, well, let's hold on, because we got to get to these comments, because a lot of people are weighing in here. So Yasmin says they need better lighting near concession stands. Security needs to patrol. Yeah, and that's my point right there. Fans need to be told to sit down and find a seat. They were making announcements at West Charlotte to sit down and find a seat. And I agree, Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look good for any of that. And the bad thing about it is the football teams have nothing to do with it, and that's the most unfortunate part of this. Andrea Platt says no accountability in the school buildings, how CMS keeps their suspension rates down. That's interesting. Charles Knox says big games be played on Saturday midday to help eliminate fights.
But I would say with that though, Charles, if you put the Mallet Creek Chambers game on a Saturday, that just means everybody from everybody else in Charlotte is going to come that Saturday.
But do you think playing in the midday will help curtail some of these issues?
Nah, if they're gonna fight, they're gonna fight.
Because we know, but Maryland they play.
But you putting them at. But even if you put it on a Saturday, I'm saying in Charlotte, if you put it on a Saturday, that's the game everybody's gonna come to.
I mean, I agree. Yeah. But once again, if you have a plan, it keeps going back to this. If you have a plan and you're enacting the plan and it's zero tolerance, I think you can handle it.
I think they should go back to letting principals whoop kids at school. I remember when I was in elementary school.
I don't think that's going to happen.
That's legislation I get behind.
Hey, man, I was in elementary school. We had a behavior form you had to get sent home with your parent, saying if your child gets sent to the office, they can either get disciplined at school or you come pick them up. And I'll tell you one thing, my parents just felt like they can let anybody put their hands on me. They signed the form, go to the principal's office, you put your hands in that chair and get that powder. What they need to get back to? We got to get back to old school parenting.
Okay.
Hey, I tell all my parents with kids, whoop them. We're gonna get something out of it. Tell you that now. Somebody gonna go to bed happy.
Well, our Dudley fan agrees with you.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Hey, see, man, whoop them.
Oh gosh. Well, let's get to the next subject. Thank you for all the comments on this topic. I couldn't get to all of them, but we do need to talk about this next one because this is a major issue on the field, and that's officials. And I titled it with "Why are they making so many mistakes?" But we can go a lot of different directions on this. I won't say where I got this information from, but there was a white hat. And the white hat just had a major attitude for no reason. And it was just disgusting, to be honest with you. And, that just really just threw the whole vibe of working with the officials at this particular game off on both sides, to be honest with you. I talked to multiple coaches about it. But there are a lot of coaches that are frustrated. And Coach Tatum, to your credit, you brought this up a couple weeks ago about, officials just, making so many mistakes and throwing flags and not knowing the calls. And me and producer were at a game where an official kept getting the signals wrong for the penalties.
Terrible, man.
It's as bad as I can ever remember. I don't know, man, but I know there are supervisors that are supposed to be going back and reviewing things with these guys, but it's not getting any better, man. And I know we have a lot of new officials, and I know we need them, and we appreciate what they do, but what do we got to do to get them better?
It's probably most of what you said about the newness. It's just new people. When you get any job, and anyone gets a job, period, if they're gonna make mistakes, they're gonna make it when they're new. I mean, it's just reality.
I think they take an authoritarian approach to it. Like they act like they're your boss or something like that.
Right.
When
that's the problem I have.
Yeah, because when we meet, as we do our head coaching rules clinic and stuff, and then also I attend a couple other meetings where we talk with the head officials, and it should be more of a partnership because we're still teaching the game. So as coaches, as head coaches and as officials, I shouldn't have a problem with if I ask for a number, like, hey, who committed the penalty? When you can't give me that number, what are we doing? You're just throwing flags. Your job is to tell me the number. So as a coach, I can teach and coach my kid up. When you refuse to give me a number, when you can't explain a call, when you're short-tempered, when you're just taking an authoritarian approach to you're not our boss. You're there to call the game. You're to officiate the game, but you're also there to make sure we're safe too. So if you make a bad call, if I ask what was the call and you can't explain it to me, you're not a good referee. I won't say any in particular ones because I don't want to point out any particular situations.
Right.
But the officiating has been egregious this year.
Yeah, and I think too, what's the difference is, you're getting a lot of younger referees now too, where they want to just feel like they're better than everybody, which is cool. I think that, I mean, when I grew up playing, man, I've very rarely seen like a lot of younger referees. I think you see a lot of referees who actually love the game that they was calling, like they love football or they love basketball. And I think they will be understanding with coaches and during the game. I think we lost a lot of that now with the younger referees because they come out trying to make a point like, hey, I know I'm a new ref. You can be an older coach, but this is my show tonight. And I think that, yeah, you have to have control over the game. At the same time, we all want the same thing. Like, and I think the inconsistency with calls, like you can see teams do the same thing, but one team get it called on, another team don't. I had a coach tell me that he put a new play in, a formation in. He studied the rules about how to motion and all these things, told the referees what they were about to do, and they still called the flag on them. And I'm just like, and I'm saying, like, as a coach, you do your part. You do your part and read. You know, I'm sure, like with Coach Tatum, if he puts something in, something new, he's gonna understand all factors of the play. He's gonna know who can motion, who can't motion. He's gonna know who's eligible, who's not eligible. And you tell the referee, like, hey, look. And sometimes we tell teams as a defensive coach, if I'm scheming against Coach Tatum and he has a formation where somebody's ineligible, hey, Mr. Ref, make sure you watch out for this and remember, hey, this guy's ineligible. Like, every coach does their part, whether they running the play or trying to stop the play, but they should make officials watch film. I don't know if they do. Make them watch tape.
That's what I was saying.
And when they have a bad game and they get reported, make them watch the tape.
That's supposed to be happening. That's supposed to happen. Like, you know, you guys as coaches can send in film to the booking agent, and the supervisor is supposed to review it with, you know, his assigned group. Let's get to some comments here because there's several right here. So Coach Trotter says he had to call a timeout to address a white hat a few weeks ago. Other team committed 3 clear procedural penalties on the same play and no flags thrown.
He explains what they are. There you go.
Yeah, 4 offensive linemen on the field, 5 players in the backfield, and illegal motion.
Hey, real quick. Try, can you post, and we won't say the name of the school, but it was literally a school that had a kid with 2 unsportsmanlike penalties and 2 personal foul penalties, and he was able to play the very next game.
Oh, wow. Was he just, I guess he was just disqualified then, right?
Yeah, but this is the thing. It should never get to that point, because if you really want to be the boss or whatever, you get that under control. You tell that coach, take him out the game and get him under control. If you don't, I'm going to kick him out. It's just that simple.
That's true.
So it don't make any sense.
We got Coach Little here says, oh, this is long. Good gracious. Last Friday night, I had a kid fumble. The other team's players were all laying on the ground. The kid rolls over with the ball, gets up, and runs to score, and they count it. 5 plays later, called a personal foul on one of my kids after he was drugged to the track. Asked the ref for an explanation. His exact words to me were, Coach, I didn't fully see it. I caught it out of the corner of my eye. What in the world? That's a lot. That's a lot right there, man. Good gracious.
Well, my thing is, and I am not a referee. I have no aspirations to be a referee. I can't do the job. I don't want to do the job. With that being said, if you want to be a referee, you're gonna take pride. Great. Sometimes, and I know several white hats that lead crews that are great. There's a guy up here, I don't know his last name, but it's Mr. Ed. I know him by Mr. Ed. Great white. Some of these guys, like, they feel like they are God's gift to refereeing, and like, especially early on, we talked about it early on, how, you know, it's a lineman in the backfield. That was super huge first 2 weeks. I ain't seen it since.
They ain't called it since.
And in the NFL, they, you know, I'm a Ravens fan. They called it against the Ravens like 7 times in the first game. Haven't seen it since. So, like, why are we emphasizing things early but not keeping it through? So, and now they pick something every game. It's like, hey, this personal foul is going to be an issue today. Holdings are going to be an issue today. You know, sideline interference is going to be an issue today. It's like, well, why can't we just referee it for what happens, right? you can't tell me that like mistakes don't happen on every play. Of course, we know that, but call things that impact the play. Let's keep it pushing. Like don't slow down games because each little thing is happening, or you don't call anything at all. Like, can we find a happy medium? I mean, it's tough, and I know there's a referee shortage, and we get told that all the time. Referee shortage, cool.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? And don't tell me they're being heckled, because you can't hear fans that much individualized heckling in a football stadium. We can as coaches, but as an official on the field, give me a break.
And that comes with the territory. Pep, can you put up with the last thing Trot put up?
Oh yeah, I was gonna end the segment with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Listen,
Hey, Pep, and I think the bad thing about it too, right? You see it on the college level. Like I'm an LSU fan, and in that LSU and South Carolina game, first things first, you have an LSU South Carolina game with LSU being a top team in the country, college football game day, and you have 2 to 3 referees refereeing their first SEC game. You don't do stuff like that. Like, you had to play where the guy from LSU threw the interception. The guy from South Carolina is running about 10 to 15 yards down the field. They come and hit the quarterback for LSU. They call unnecessary roughness. The interception don't count, and LSU gets the ball back. Like, I would lose my mind as a defensive coach. He throws the pick. Don't get touched. As we're running, somebody lays the quarterback out, unnecessary roughness. And they get and like, we can't keep the ball. He threw the pick untouched. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just think but it's like what Coach Taylor say. You see it a lot in the NFL. You see it a lot of the penalties when they were calling on the tackles for getting out of there early, right when the ball snapped. They stopped calling that.
I didn't know eye black was regulated. Really? One line?
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, our only reason our kids do it, the only reason our kids do it is because they do it. And that's what pisses me off. Why can't, I don't know if it needs to be coaches, it needs to be whoever in the head makes rules, but why can't we just screw these knee pads? Screw them. They already this big, screw them. Because it's something we have to deal with every single game. And the only reason our kids do it is because the kids that are older than them in college, they look up to, wearing all the bands and the swag and have their knees all rolled up. They want to do that. They want to be that. Then we got to deal with, you better get them knee pads down. It's like, dude, you come get these kids to put the knee pads down. They want to look cool, just like their homeboys are cool. Like, give me a break.
Hey, then it's so inconsistent because we can play 6 games with our pants over our knees. You go to the wrong school. Hey, here come the knee pad. Here go the knee pad police. But like, am I lying, coaches? Am I lying?
I feel like this is a therapeutic vet session.
Yeah, we can play 6 to 8 games. You can play 6 to 8 games, and now the referee say, "Hey, tuck your jersey in. Hey, tuck your undershirt in. Hey, pull your pants down." You go, it'd be week 9, and the referee say, "Hey, tuck it in." Come on, referee.
Or like mouthpieces, they dangle. Like NFL, they don't care. Every corner receiver got that mouthpieces dangling. Yeah. And in college, they got mouthpieces dangling. We got kids. I don't know if y'all's kids do it. Ours try to.
Yeah, they wear the 2 mouthpieces.
2 mouthpieces. They'll put one in. They'll have another one dangling, and they're like, "Can you have 2 mouthpieces?" It's like, who's that?
Hey, Pep, I had a linebacker last year with 2 mouthpieces. I never knew till I seen the picture of him. But you see the kids do it. They wear 2 mouthpieces, or like a kid wear a mouthpiece. Gosh. Right, Pep? They'll get the Invisalign mouthpiece, wear that one, but keep the regulation mouthpiece, let it hang. They can play 4 to 5 games like that, and nobody says nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said, they say, "You got your mouthpiece?" Yep, you got your mouth. And my thing as a referee, why are you trying to tell them to put the mouthpiece in? If he go tackle somebody or he gets hit and his teeth fall out, that's on them.
Okay.
Am I lying? I mean, goodness gracious. You telling that kid, tuck his shirt in. What's that going to do? Break a finger?
Hey, and also,
I'm going to put this one up. When we talking about tucking the shirt in. Coach Jones.
Yeah. Hey, look, you got guys, all these jerseys getting made small. They talking about tucking in. They can't go no farther.
Hey, real quick. Trump put something out there about the ball boy.
Yeah, let's get that up. Yeah.
Look, they be tearing into the ball boy. Hey, they be yelling at the ball boy. I be feeling bad for sort of if sit right here, don't move. Give me them balls. I'm like, nah, man.
And then they're like, don't throw the ball, run it out to us. And then if you try to run out to it, just give it to me. Like, which one do you want? You want them to throw it to you, run it to you? You're like,
and that's supposed to be fun. They stressing the kids out.
Man,
Damn kid, 10 years old.
Them kids run that ball in there. Man, them kids love to run to the middle of the field and run back.
Oh man. All right. Well, that was a. Does everybody feel better? I feel like everybody got a lot off their chest there.
We did.
Everybody have a woo-saw moment.
I understand the knee pad part. I think the tuck his shirt in the jersey. I mean, goodness gracious. Just because you got a referee with your shirt tucked in, don't mean the kids got to.
The knee pad police.
All right, let's move on. We've had a lot of talk about the game in the chat. Mr. Eric Weber is very high on West Side.
They done played the game in the chat already.
It's been a full breakdown in the chat about West Side coming up to play Weddington. And, you know, when you start looking at this game, West Side is very, very talented in the skill positions. And then we know what Weddington's strengths are, obviously, especially with the defense and in their front seven. My question is, and I haven't had a lot of time to do a research into it, is how good is West Side on the offensive line?
I'm not sure. I got to see them this summer, though. I know they're very talented, though. They're very talented. I think it's just another test for Weddington, man. People doubt them every week against a lot of these bigger opponents or like big name opponents. I think it's another test for them. I'm not sure about West Side's O-line and D-line, but I think coming from South Carolina, I'm sure they have some size though. But
I'm gonna look it up here.
I'm not sure if they've seen a D-line like Weddington's or a defensive front like Weddington.
Well, I guarantee they haven't.
Well, I think the Providence Day game gets Weddington prepared for this. After seeing what we saw, I don't think they're battle tested. Weddington, like if you ever notice, if they're in close games or they're dog fights like that, Weddington never lose those games. To say somehow, some way pull those games out. And, I mean, you guys really take your hat off to Coach Capone, and he got some dogs over there. Boys ready.
Well, West Side has played an opponent we are familiar with in Prince Avenue Christian. We know Mallard Creek beat Prince Avenue Christian by running the football right at them in the second half. West Side beat Prince Avenue Christian 49-41. So that same Prince Avenue Christian team was shut out in the second half by Mallard Creek's defense. They did put up 21 on them in the first half, but when they made the adjustments, they were shut down. So there's a little bit of context there. They also beat Creekside out of Georgia by 30-27. They also have beat TL Hanna 56-20 and Belton Honea Path 55-14. So to your point, Big Eye, you know, they have a lot of skill talent on the offensive side of football, but their defense gives up points. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how that bears out. I think we've talked about it before. Against Weddington, you're going to have to get the ball out quick if you're going to throw the football down the field. And, you know, with their skill talent, they obviously want to get the ball in those guys' hands. Weddington, conversely, is going to have to be able to tackle well in space, you know, anticipating that West Side is going to go to a more of a quick strike, you know, get the ball out quick kind of offense to counteract, you know, the talent they have on their defensive front. Looking at the roster here for West Side, they've got decent size up front, but it's not huge. They got a 6'4", 250 tackle, 6'2", 270 guard, but 6'2", 260 center. So I mean, it's all right.
What I've heard about West Side, and I've heard South Carolina people talk about it, the best thing that West Side does is their quarterback and their skill.
Mm-hmm.
Best thing we know, the best thing that Weddington has is their defense. So, I mean, obviously they have playmakers on offense as well, but you know that defense is what it is. So, I think it's gonna be a heck of a game, regardless. I'm gonna roll for North Carolina just because we're here. So
Absolutely. So Terrell Pinckney says it's going to be played on a Monday night. That's breaking news because I did not see that before this show anyway. So, we'll confirm that. But if that's going to be on a Monday night,
that might draw a bigger crowd too, especially because they're waiting. A lot of people may go watch that.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to hurt the West Side crowd because, on a Monday, it's going to be hard to travel.
I'm sure they'll still come.
Well, yeah, well, maybe so.
It's a big game. A lot of big names. They'll still come.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got more comments. So Joe Hughes says Coach Brian Lane used to coach at Clover. He's a former Burns coach, offensive genius. Not big on the offensive line, but Westside gets it done. Quick passing game, getting the ball out. Yeah. So I mean, that's the formula. That's the formula that has given Weddington some problems in the past. So this is shaping up to be a great matchup. And if it's Monday night, I might try to
Monday Night Football. Get your parlays ready.
Please don't do that. Let's see here. We got a comment. Mark Davis says human joystick. Kelson Tate will score 3 touchdowns for Weddington.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. I mean, I love Kelson. I think he's been very underrated. I mean, he's starting to show, how good he really is. So, I hope he does. For sure. Let's see. Joe is also saying Westside wants to turn into a track meet. They want to get to 40. And if they get to 40 on Weddington, that would be something. That would definitely be something. So this is for you, Big Eye. It says, I just joined, but what Big Shelby have to say about who going to win the Big South? You got an opinion on that?
I made my statement in the beginning of the show, so you have to go back and see it. But, since it was your birthday the other day, I say it again. I said my apologies to the Crest Chargers faithful. I apologize for picking against you guys. That can still very well hold true. But from what I've seen Friday night, I think Crest is the best team in the Big South, also the best team in Cleveland County right now. All
right, there it is. Now, Charlotte Catholic going to take on those Independence Patriots, the first home game for Independence this season in Week 5. You guys still playing Friday, right?
Yes, sir. Friday night on Patriot Drive. As of right now, still, yes, sir.
All right. The last 2 years, this has been a split. 2 years ago, Catholic won at Independence. And then last year, you guys, won at Charlotte Catholic. So when you start looking at this game, you guys have, and I say you guys, Independence has had a bye week to get ready for Charlotte Catholic. And then Charlotte Catholic came back. Providence was up 6-0 on Charlotte Catholic last week into the third quarter, but they were able to pull out a 24-6 win. Jake Anderson, the Catholic running back, was a big reason why he had 163 yards, named as Pet Man player for that performance. So, obviously the big thing here is can Catholic, consistently move the football on the ground to keep a strong Patriot offense off the field. Aiden Huntley says Indy might drop 200 on Catholic. Okay. Well, thank you, Aiden.
I'm guessing he's confident. He's quite confident.
Points, man. 200 points. That's a lot of points.
Yeah. I don't know if the scoreboard's got triple digits, Aiden. We have to.
You got to get to 100 by halftime. I mean.
No, but Catholic has a good defense too. Of course, we interviewed the Fielkowski twins earlier this season on Football Focus Weekly. They got a pretty good defensive end, and Dominic Bazrala, say that fast 10 times. He just picked up an offer from Liberty today, as a matter of fact. And they've got some pretty good linebackers. So at all three levels, they're solid defensively. So I mean, it's gonna be a good football game. Any other thoughts on Catholic and Independence? All right. Well, we know per Big Eye there'll be no fights. So Everybody have a good Friday night on Patriot Drive.
Yep. Out here in good old Mint Hill.
All right, North Lincoln and Hickory. This game is actually going to be on Monday night, but I wanted to talk about it. It's not normally in our area, but this is a huge game in the foothills. Both of these teams are 5-0. Both of them are coming off big wins. North Lincoln knocked off Statesville last week, and Hickory knocked off East Lincoln in games that were expected to be close, but both won pretty convincingly. And it's a big contrast of styles, with North Lincoln running their triple option system, and then Hickory, of course, running the spread led by Coach Natoli. So thoughts on North Lincoln Hickory here?
I think Hickory is pretty much battle tested up until this point. I think they're the bigger team, most likely probably the better team. So I think as long as North Lincoln can find a way to neutralize their offense and keep them off the field, I think they can compete, but it's just going to be about for how long can they attempt to stop Hickory.
Two good staffs, two good coaching staffs, for sure.
The interesting thing is North Lincoln was in a shootout with East Rutherford, and East Rutherford was able to throw the football all over the yard, but North Lincoln pulled.
That's not good, dude.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think North Lincoln's best defense here is going to be their offense.
Yeah, I think Pep said Hickory beat North Lincoln twice last year too.
Yeah, that was Joe right there.
Good Joe, yeah.
So to that point, with two good coaching staffs who both know each other very well. So this has the potential to be a high-scoring game. You got two very strong offenses in contrasting styles. So let's see. Trayvon Gaither says he thinks Hickory wins by 3 touchdowns. Wow. Okay. Bart Davis agrees with that. He says 35-14. Okay. Joe also says North Lincoln is a tad banged up, but to the point, have they fixed things in the secondary? And with Hickory's weapons in the passing game, that's a tall order. It's a tall order. But Hickory has to slow that down too. So once again, that is a Monday night game up in Hickory. So if you're not going to West Side of Weddington, go to North Lincoln Hickory. Good football. All right, and then the final game we'll look at is A.O. Brown at Lake Norman. Both of these teams are coming off of some good victories. Coach Oliphant at Lake Norman, got on me for picking Marvin Ridge to beat them a little while ago. We're all good on that. I put this game in the poll that we might go to on, I think it's a Thursday night game. Or I might go to. Producer, I'm not asking you to go out Thursday. You're a 1 day a week employee. So.
Employee, I like it.
But when you look at this game, Lake Norman has had a lot of success after they switched quarterbacks to the young freshman Caden Kraft, who's come in and kind of energized that team. And then A.O. Brown is starting to figure things out, especially in the running game behind Makai Heron and Ty Buster on the offensive line. So I think it should be a good football game overall in the Greater Metro 4. Any thoughts on A.O. Brown and Lake Norman?
I think J-Man's comment was kind of funny.
Oh, J-Man.
Some good rivalry comments.
Oh, yeah. That rivalry never ends. Mooresville and Lake Norman. One job for A.L. Brown. He doubles down on it by saying go Wonders. Well,
if it's Thursday, it's definitely going to be in the elements.
Yes.
Definitely be in elements.
And Thursday in the Charlotte metro area is definitely going to get rained on.
Yep.
So it's kind of funny that, these games move Friday, which is now looking pretty good, to Thursday. But, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. All right. So let's move on to our predictions. Week 6. Palisades at Myers Park. This is a Thursday game, if that helps you make a choice. I will go first, and this is going to be interesting here because the rain is going to have a big effect, I think, on this game. Whew. I think I'm going to pick Palisades. I'm going to pick Palisades. Coach Tatum.
I'm going to go Palisades as well.
All right. Coach Dub.
Go Palisades.
Big Eye.
I'm going to go Palisades as well.
Producer.
I'm going to rock with Coach Simmons and Palisades as well.
Clean sweep for the Pumas. Oh, man.
Right now, Coach Simmons.
Myers Park is known for putting us out there, so he might be set up for that. All right, we got Butler at Providence. We'll go the other way. Producer.
Butler.
Big Eye.
I'll go Butler.
Coach Dub.
Butler.
Coach Tatum.
I go Providence just to be different.
All right. I would go Butler as well. This is a Thursday game, and I'm just going off my rankings on that one. All right, interesting game right here. We got North Stanley at Forest Hills. Coach Dub, we'll start with you.
Forest Hills.
All right, Big Eye.
Forest Hills.
Producer.
Forest Hills.
I'm gonna go Forest Hills also. Coach Tatum.
I've seen Forest Hills in person. I'm going with them.
There it is. Yeah, y'all beat them. That is right. There you go. All right. Greater Metro 4 matchup. We got West Cabarrus at Cox Mill. I will go first. I'm gonna go Cox Mill to get their first win on the season. Coach Tatum.
Yeah, shout out my man Breon Holmes, man. Get his first win this week. Go Cox Mill.
There it is. Coach Dub.
Let's go Cox Mills.
Big Eye.
I'm gonna go West Cabarrus.
All right. And producer.
West Cabarrus it is.
A little split action there. Okay. And we're going to finish it up with a little Gaston County fun. We got Cherville at East Gaston. We'll start with our Gaston County expert, Coach Dub.
Let's go East Gaston.
East Gaston. Why are you shaking your head, Big Eye?
Right.
Big Eye.
I'm gonna go East Gaston. If I had to choose.
You
do have to choose.
You got to choose. Producer.
East Gaston also.
I will go East Gaston. And then Coach Tatum.
East Gaston.
All right. There it is.
Pep, can I give a random game to look at?
Go ahead.
I think it'd be interesting. It's the Eastern North Carolina game, but Tarboro 1A powerhouse is playing 3A Havelock, and that's a game. We're talking about not ducking smoke. Nobody wants to play Tarboro, and Havelock decided to pick them up. That's going to be a huge game out there in the eastern part of the state to look out for.
That's in my my pick 'em with the chat administrator. I picked Havelock.
I'm going Tarboro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go little man. I'm gonna go Tarboro, man. Stop the T.
I'm going Tarboro too, man. Little.
Now I feel bad. Dang on.
Yeah, man.
Hey, y'all killing 1A football. Look, 1A. Let's go Tarboro. Let's go,
Yep,
Big Dog.
I'm going with Danielson, the underdog, man.
Hang on, man. Come on, Havelock. I met some of those guys at the Fayetteville Media Day. They were good dudes, man. Good dudes. Miss NC Preps, Dina King in the house. Welcome. Now Erie versus Storm.
That's an undefeated matchup right there. That'd be a good game too.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one.
That was in our pick'em as well. I picked who did I pick in that one? I think I picked Mount. Did I pick Mount Airy? I think I picked Mount Airy.
This might be the year for Star Mount.
You think so?
It could. It possibly.
They
But
had some good
Mount
players
Airy.
come to the winter showcase. They did. They got some athletes.
If it's still on Friday night, I might go to that game.
Yeah, Miss King. When is it? Has that game been moved? Let us know if that game's been moved. All right. Let's see. Oh, Kim Watts. I knew something wasn't. Oh, wait a minute. That's the right one. There we go. I knew something wasn't right. Now I feel right. I feel right that you're here now. Appreciate you. Appreciate you checking in with us. It is on Friday. It is on Friday. So there you go, Coach.
Yep.
Give us a live report on that one. All right. What are we doing? Friday Night Live, as a reminder, every Friday night, 11:45, or when you come back from Crest, 12:15. On these same outlets. It's your show. Talk about what you post in the comments. We get scores, commentary, interviews, and more. Make sure you come join us on Friday Night Live every Friday, 11:45, which is sponsored by Craig Fell, who is the owner of Blackbridge Financial. Proud to have another sponsor here in the Charlotte Football Insiders family that is starting to grow in the right direction. So thank you, Craig Fell. Thank you, Blackbridge Financial, for your support of CFI and Friday Night Live. All right. Let's see. We got a comment here. Yeah, Zayflix will be there, and Zayflix is doing his best to promote the game, but I think we would all favor Huff. Am I correct in that?
Yep.
I don't know.
Go against Huff right now.
Who said I don't know? Who said that?
Me, it's a rival. Some things go out the window and rivalries, man. All right, I'm not picking either way. I'm not going to end up on anyone's video, but I'm just telling you, be careful about this one.
All right, so now it's time for slime time. Where we slime people who deserve to get slimed. So, producer, who do you want to start off with slime time?
I'll just piggyback off of one of the topics earlier and just slime anyone across the board, not singling anyone group out, just anyone that makes it difficult or causes problems at games, no matter what that is. Just games are supposed to exist as a positive outlet for kids. Adults go to watch the games, but the games are about the kids. And so just anyone in general that's causing issues, violence, whatever, heckling refs, heckling coaches, just anyone causing problems needs to get slimed, because we're supposed to be setting an example and providing a safe outlet and positive outlet for kids. So we don't need those things.
Some good wholesome slime in the bucket there, producer. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm good for one of those every once in a while.
Coach Tatum, who would you like to slime this week?
Mine's more of a general statement, kind of like producers was. I'm gonna slime coaches that don't take the time to get to know their kids and don't invest in the relationship. I don't know anybody personally in our state. I'm sure it happens plenty. I don't know anybody that happens in our state, but I've seen some things across Twitter that it sucks. Invest in your kids, man. It's the most fulfilling thing you'll ever get out of working in education. Figure out what makes them tick. Figure out how to motivate them, and they'll do whatever you ask them to do. But if you're a douche to them, it's not gonna happen. And calling kids soft just because you don't know how to reach them where they are doesn't work. That ain't coaching. So we got to do better as a coaching collective, as a fraternity, and figure out how to motivate these kids to be better.
Well said, sir. Absolutely, 100%. All right, Coach Dub, who would you like to slime this week?
Man, I like to slime all the people that are losing 5, 10, 15, 20, 30-year relationships over who people are voting for. I'm not going to make it political, but it's sad, man. Like choosing to fall out with people for their opinion and their beliefs is reckless. So let's do better, man. We're all humans. We're all human beings. Political parties are like gangs, man. It is what it is. But don't lose lifetime relationships because someone that we don't even know And to be honest, we can't trust.
Facts.
Well said. Well said. I hate these political times. I've slimed politics a couple of weeks ago for similar reasons, man. All right, Big Eye, who would you like to slime this week?
Man, I really don't have no slimes, man. All praise be to God, man. Everybody keep being great.
You gotta pick something.
Well, if you want me to, I'm just gonna slime these Panther fans who think they won a Super Bowl last week.
There you go. Get them, cuz. Get them, cuz.
I try to stay holy and not say nothing at all. But Pep, you provoking me, and I'm gonna slime them Cowboy fans. Terrible. Terrible. Panthers fans win one game. I will say, the red rifle look good. But you're not about to go on no 15-game win streak with the red rifle, baby. 6-10 at best.
Oh, yeah.
And cuz all the red rifles show is how bad of a draft pick that was with Young.
Nah, I think people got to understand the red rifle been playing 10, 12 years. That's what he's supposed to do. He done seen every defense. He done seen it all. Panthers fans rejoicing, running down the streets, praising the Lord in church. Somebody go, Panthers, go. Just blast.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
I don't know why you let him stay up there that long.
Why you laughing, Patriot boy?
Well, listen, we do got Super Bowls already. Y'all was acting like y'all won a Super Bowl, but you know what?
No, I don't know what. How about that? Exactly. I don't know nothing.
That's what you
on
it.
Ridiculous. I'm going to slime UNLV. Y'all heard about this nonsense that's going on out there. The starting quarterback, 3-0. They're ranked 23rd in the nation. The starting quarterback has said that he's not playing anymore. He's not hurt. He is not getting the NIL money that UNLV promised him. And they got an agent, him and his parents got an agent, and they said, since you cannot deliver on the promise that you gave us, I'm not playing. I'm going to redshirt. And this stuff is insane, man. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, how do you lose your starting quarterback on an NCAA ranked team in Division I because you can't pay him the money you promised?
In Vegas.
In Vegas, exactly. You know the money's there. Pay the guy. If you don't want to get in the NIL game, don't make those promises. Like they're saying right here, give them the money.
Yeah, you shouldn't stand on your recruiting. Shouldn't center around that if you can't deliver.
What the heck, man? What the heck, man? That's a bunch of crap. That's a bunch of crap.
Man. Yeah, don't focus your recruiting on that if you can't deliver it.
Hey Pep, apparently I seen that they said that. I just got a screenshot. Happy you said it. It said all financial commitments for UNLV quarterback Matthew Saluka were completely met, but after wins against Kansas and Houston, Saluka's family hired an agent, and they collectively feel that his market value has increased per source after 3 games. After 3 games, he has a total of 380 passing yards.
So he's a runner.
You gotta be.
Well, what is? They said his market value has increased.
I mean, I'm assuming he's a runner.
I guess he got paid and his market value increased. So now he is redshirting.
All right, well, now the slime switches. We switched the buckets out. It's got to go now to Saluka.
But I do have a slime though, Pep.
You already went.
It's gonna be good. It's good, man. I'm about to slime these 37U football leagues. Wow, 37U is crazy. You out here trying to run a drag route, cover 2 corners sitting over there, come smack your head, And now you got to
Oh,
miss
man.
work, and you got to tell your boss you played a football game last night and you're 38 years old.
Hey, cuz it ain't
You
10
guys
years
out there, helmets ain't been sent off for regulation. No type of padding. You want to talk about no knee pads? My God.
Hey, cuz they got 10-year-old daughters in the stands crying, Daddy.
Man, Pep, you got to see the videos.
I've seen them.
37U. I mean, oh my God. You on kickoff return, you have no blocking if you back there. Every big hit come on kickoff return. I watch a man 37, 38 years old run down on kickoff return and just smack somebody, man.
That is terrible.
I used to go to semi-pro games in Greensboro.
Hey, yeah,
it wasn't nowhere near that. Like semi-pro is good football. This stuff, like
this is beyond semi-pro.
Why is it called 37U? Like,
like you got 15U, 14U, 12U.
I get that. I understand that.
37U.
But if you're a grown adult, why does it have to be a?
Hey, they're trying to make it fair with athletically.
What they call it, adult Pop Warner.
Hey, they didn't call it 9-to-5 league. They got the job the next day.
Hey, that 37U, man. Hey, man, it's crazy.
Hey, if they get hurt, who cover the insurance?
I guess you're
AARP.
I'm hoping you buy your own. If you're gonna do that, you gotta take out some additional.
Man, you go out there and play 37U, I ain't insuring you.
Oh gosh.
You come out here and get hurt and miss work, that's on you.
You'll pull something just by running.
People on there talking about some man, they hating on me in my league. Boy, you're 39 playing football.
I will just put this one on the screen. I ain't gonna read it. I'm just gonna let y'all read it.
Hey, them Dudley guys crazy, man.
Okay, there you go. Armani Bird, our Clover guy, wants to slime KFC because they didn't give enough mashed potatoes.
Hey, where Armani Bird? Hey, you should slime yourself, brother, because who's going to KFC?
That's a fact.
There you go.
Look, he didn't say they didn't give them to me. He said they didn't give me enough.
Hey, I mean, how many mashed potatoes you want from KFC? Hey,
plus they kind of
you
like.
said he from Clover?
Yes.
I'm sure Clover got a Bojangles. You gonna go with?
But can you trust Bojangles?
That's your fault. You a bad man. You ride past Bojangles to stop at KFC. I'm just
didn't you slime Bojangles the other day?
Who? I slimed them for not having ran. But I'll tell you one thing: it's just like them kids. I'm gonna tear you down and I'm gonna build you right back up. I ain't never going against Bojangles, baby. Hey, Bojangles is God's shit. Look what Joe said.
I'll get to it. J-Man wants to slime the Patriots. Rob.
Rob.
Oh, now you Panther fan.
For what?
For being you.
He's talking about the independent.
And subjecting us to a terrible football game last Thursday.
He's talking about the independent Patriots. He ain't talking about New England.
He's talking about
he's talking about New England.
He ain't talking about
New England.
Why would he slime the independent Patriots? For what?
Yeah, you know better do that now.
Listen, 6 Super Bowl rings.
Hey, Rob.
A lot of dust.
Hey, Rob,
a lot of dust.
Rob, did y'all win Sunday, Rob?
6.
They lost Thursday.
Hey. You only good as your last game,
we ain't play Sunday.
You only as good as your last game.
With 3 points on the board.
Listen,
looking worse than our Panther with Bryce Young.
Hey, the Panthers and the Cowboys have the same record.
The crazy thing I can. But the question
let me
is,
get to Joe's comment. Let's see.
That one, and also the one about the KFC.
Oh dang! Oh,
all that money down there in York County and South Carolina, you want to stop at KFC, get you some mashed potatoes.
Gracious. Oh man!
Well, there's got to be some great soul food down there, right? I would assume.
Gotta be.
And you done had a long day of practice, and you say I'm stopping at KFC. You did that to yourself.
Thank you, J-Man, for clarifying. Yeah, appreciate it.
There you go.
Yeah.
New England, Rob. New England.
Lamb chowder.
Don't hate on great.
And there's also that too. So okay, I'll let y'all handle that on the gram. I'll let y'all handle that. That's where all the kid slime happens on the gram.
No, we just sitting back eating our clam chowder and I'm English muffins. We good. We chilling. We'll be back.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great week. If you go out to a game Thursday, be careful. Be safe driving. Stay safe in the hurricane. If you see us on Friday, say hello. If you go to a game Monday, be safe. You got plenty of options. Go out and support the kids, man. And be safe.
Pat, real quick before we hop on, I don't want to bring the vibe down, but I think it needs to be talked about. The young man that passed away at Burlington Cummins, Malik Mebane.
Football
player. Right before practice. I can't imagine. I think that whole community needs a shout out. Our prayers, thoughts with them. I know the situation just happened at Burns not too long ago as well. So crazy stuff happened around the state.
Yeah, I saw he was a sophomore, right?
Yeah. Prayers out to those families in those communities, man. It's sad to go out.
Absolutely. Our prayers are definitely with Burlington Cummins and that young man's family. Thank you, Coach.
For sure.
Everybody have a good week.